Have you ever been in a slump? You know, one of those times where nothing seems to click. Everything seems kind of boring, dull, the same. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Where you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like P. Diddy. Especially summer mornings where you wake up around 10 a.m. and have nothing to do. So you turn on the television and you flip through all 6,000 channels and there's still nothing on. So then you put in a movie, and around 10 to 15 minutes into it, you start losing interest. So then you start up Xbox Live, but everyone on there are noobs and using glitches, so you end up turning that off. But hey, maybe Facebook will have something interesting. Let's see, 0 friend requests, 0 messages. Ooh, notification. John Smith sent you requests for Farmville. We've all been there. We try different options to distract our minds and make us feel better, but we never succeed. We try increasing our self-esteem, our worth, our value with artificial objects, and in return, we get artificial results. When we get in these slumps, we feel like we have to fill it with something new and exciting that we didn't have before. And that usually results in buying things. We fall into trends. Guys, y'all remember these? Made famous by Kanye West. Yo, Taya, I'll let you finish. Oh, and ladies, we all know you all wanted those apple-bottom jeans and boots with the fur, right? Yeah. And the next thing you know, we kind of form a habit. We just keep buying, and buying. And the next thing you know, we have more, and more stuff than we even know what to do with. And although that stuff is formed for a while, we eventually get bored of it, tired, put it away, forget about it, and eventually it winds up in the trash. And then we are back in our slump. But we are never satisfied, and we keep wanting more. So we continue to reach for more stuff, but we're just reaching into a bottomless pit, a never-ending want and desire for more. And it doesn't matter how much we purchase, buy, or play with, we're never satisfied, and our value is wind up left feeling empty once again. So what's missing? What's the answer? What's the secret ingredient to keep us out of the slumps and be truly happy? We all want that magical fix, something we can hold, spread, manipulate, and multiply. But maybe it's not a materialistic object. Maybe it's something we can't even see, and it's different for everyone. It could be forming a new relationship or mending a broken one, stepping out of your comfort zone, finding religion. Who knows? I'll tell you the answer is not as easy as looking in the back of the book. You see, when we base our value on materialistic objects, we as a person will only equal the value that's on the tag. And although that numerical value can increase, we will still feel lonely, minute, pathetic, especially compared to the people who seem to have it all. The popular kids, the all-stars, the celebrities. There is a way to increase our value and be so much more, but it doesn't happen overnight. Right now, we feel like a flounder to the shark, David to the Goliath, the Justin Bieber to the George Strait. But only if you see it that way. There is a way to get there, but it takes multiple steps. The first step is to love yourself for who you are. Don't let your personality or body type limit what you can do. The way you look, the way you think, and the way you act are traits that make you an original, and that is something worth celebrating. The second step is to live in balance. Do not reside beyond your limits, and always do things in moderation. Nature is a great example on how to do this. For nature takes only what it needs. As Tom Shadyac said in the movie I Am, a redwood tree doesn't take all of the soil's nutrients that it needs to grow, just the nutrients that it needs to complete the photosynthesis process and be nourished. A lion doesn't kill every gazelle, just one. There is a term for the body when it takes more than it needs. It's called cancer. Don't be a part of the cancer. And finally, after we have transitioned, we must lift those that are around us. We should help others, be there for them when they are alone, and give generously. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if they wronged us? Although we hear all the time, don't get mad, get even. However, when we're too busy getting even, how are we supposed to get ahead? You see, when you follow all these steps, you may find that you're a lot more valuable than what you may have thought. I'll admit, I'm guilty of being the techno geek, the guy who salivates at the anticipation of the new phone, computer, or laptop. I see an ad on TV for the all-new Inspiron 15R with the Intel Core i3 processor, and I'm like, oh snap, that's awesome. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as we keep it in check and don't let it cover up the moments that truly count. Which reminds me of a time when I went to a place to eat called the Oasis. For those of y'all that aren't familiar with this place, it's a restaurant located top of a massive hill looking over Lake Travis, where I live. And hundreds of people gather every evening just to watch the sunset. And this evening when I was there, it was a beautiful day. The air was at a moderate 72 degrees. The clouds in the distance were turning into a soft, fluffy pink. The water was as still as glass, and the trees a vibrant green. I then looked to my left and saw 4 boys, each around 5 to 6 years old. 2 had computer tablets, 1 had a cell phone, and 1 had a Game Boy this close to his face. Not one talking to each other, no parents in sight, and completely zoned out from the rest of the world. At that time, I saw the sun approach the horizon, where it then paused, and it seemed like time stood still. It was one of the most beautiful sunsets I have ever seen. I then looked back over to my left and saw the 4 boys still clicking away, and the only thing I could think was, they missed it. It made me reflect on my own life. How many times have I pulled out my phone to check Facebook in the middle of a conversation? How many times have I bought the latest gizmo or gadget just to increase my status game? How much have I sacrificed in life for all these things that have such little value? Truth is, guys, these things break. But the love, values, and relationships that we have will last a lifetime. All these things only have just a materialistic value. But when we follow these steps, like loving yourself, living in balance, and helping others, we can turn that temporary happiness into a permanent one. Shutter shades, $7. Smartphone, $200. Laptop, $1,000. Valuing yourself on the experiences you have rather than the things you possess, Texas FFA, that is priceless.